Up and down these magical mushrooms go. They will take you higher and higher, but be careful not to fall and sink without a trace.
'98, the year of many classics, the year of The Truman Show, Saving Private Ryan, and Bride of Chucky. Baby One More Time marked the explosive debut of Britney Spears into the public consciousness. President Bill Clinton was embroiled in a scandal for being a dirty, naughty boy who put his dirty drips everywhere. The DeMarcos debuted on EastEnders, and MediEvil was released on the PlayStation 1. And maybe, just maybe, it should have stayed in 1998? Maybe? Now, don't get me wrong, I love MediEvil. Back in the day when I was a wee little nipper, a wee little bairn, when I was a small version of a human adult, but still, a massive version of a child, I loved this game. Really, and I still do in many ways. I love the world of Gallowmere. I really like the aesthetic and the music, very, very Burton-esque in some ways. The story of Daniel Fortescue, the protagonist, who went down in history as a noble, heroic warrior, but in reality got shot in the eye and died in the very first battle against the necromancer Zardoc. Is it Zardoc or Zadok or Zadok? Robert Zadar. He fell in battle against Robert Zadar, and then was resurrected as a skeleton with one eye to prove himself. It's a nice little story. It's got some wit to it, some over-the-top voice acting that ranges from charming to annoying. But here's the problem. This isn't a slight against the developers who brought back MediEvil, who remastered it, basically rebuilt the visuals, gave it a complete new lick of paint. They did their job perfectly. This is a near perfect recreation of MediEvil. And that's the problem. It shouldn't have been. It was like when they remastered Shenmue. Not the developers who did MediEvil, I mean, whoever it was who did the remaster for Shenmue. They did a perfect job. And it needed, not a perfect job, it needed a different job. Basically, MediEvil plays like a game from 1998. Because it's a game from 1998. It's a 3D action game from 1998 as well, which is not good. Very few of them were. Very few of them were passable, let alone good. They were clunky. It was still somewhat of a new idea. So things like nuance was out the window. Intricate combat systems just weren't there. MediEvil's combat system is trash. Like, you've got a shield, but there's no point. You're better off just getting, like, the big sword that you unlock and then just running around hammering that button over and over again. Or wrestling with the automatic aiming system, which will just choose enemies for you and throwing projectiles. Even back in the day, and remember, I love this game so much, I went and got the special version of this game with the gold friggin' armour. Pointless. But anyway, I loved this game, but even back in the day, it could be really annoying and clunky with an unhelpful camera and that just mindless combat system that makes Dynasty Warriors look complicated. No real effective way to stop enemies hitting you if they want. Like, again, there's the shield, but, do you want to block or do you want to attack? Even back in the day, I thought it was, a bit sloppy. And little platforming and puzzle sections were just irritating. And it's all preserved. I had worries about that when I played the demo, and I'm like, God, this doesn't feel like they've changed much fundamentally. And here's the thing. If you want just a visually prettier recreation of MediEvil, once again, the developers have done a bang-up job. They've done an absolutely commendable job. But was it a job that should have been done? I mean, basically, I just want a new MediEvil at the end of the day. I don't want the same MediEvil. I've played this one. I played it when it first came out on PS4. PS4, what am I talking about? I played it when it first came out on the PlayStation 1. I played it on the PlayStation 3 when it was released as part of the PS Classics. I played the PSP version, the PlayStation Portable version, which was a quasi-re-release. I mean, it was basically a re-release. They added some new stuff, if I recall correctly. I'm really drawing off memory here. But basically, I've played the same game 3 times. There was a MediEvil 2, but no one talks about that one for some reason. I played it. I can't remember a bloody thing about it. Except there was maybe some Jack the Ripper style thing and more pumpkins. But there's always pumpkins in MediEvil. But, you know, with the advancements we've made since 1998, right? There could be a really cool 3D action adventure game in MediEvil. And for some reason, we've never seen it. And I don't know why. Was the series never popular? I mean, I know I loved it, and I know many people know what MediEvil is, but did it just not sell? I guess I'll have to double check, but I mean, everyone I knew growing up knew what it was. Why have we not... not in the PlayStation 2, not on the PlayStation 3, not on the PlayStation 4. Like, I don't think it'd be as, you know, as big a deal as God of War, but you take something similar to God of War's combat and give it to Daniel Fortescue, or maybe even do something like Souls-like with it, you know? I could see that working for this. But we just don't see it. I don't know, this was not necessary at the end of the day. Like, again, it's fine for what it is, but what it is not what it should be. What else came out in 1998? What were the highest... Here we go, because I've got a list of films, because I'm trying to remind myself what came out. Here are the highest grossing films in 1998, right? Armageddon at number 1. Saving Private Ryan at number 2. Godzilla at number 3. The Matthew Broderick Godzilla at number 3. Highest grossing in 98, mate. There's something about Mary at number 4. Sort of a seminal classic in the outrageous comedy genre. A Bug's Life at number 5. I saw that one. I saw that one at the movie theatre. Sort of family trip. One of the few things the family did together was go London Zoo at the summer and see A Bug's Life. Deep Impact at number 6. Mulan at number 7. Dr. Dolittle at number 8. Shakespeare in Love at number 9. I remember seeing trailers for that all the time. No one talks about Shakespeare in Love anymore. And Lethal Weapon 4 at number 10. Those are your top grossers. So, there you go. The game runs well. You know. I saw like a tiny bit of slowdown once, but it was just once. Visually, it's pretty. Very colourful. They've recreated the art style nicely, without it looking too janky. I like some of the enemy redesigns, because obviously you're going off PlayStation 1 graphics. So you've got to use a little bit of imagination when you make them, you know, when you visually render them in a way that people can actually see details. I really like sort of the pumpkin enemies here. They've done those really nice. Little details like the fish flopping here look all really, you know, delightfully animated. But I was really looking forward to this. I'd saved it for myself because I played The Outer Worlds that came out. Then I played Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Because I was like, get them done. Because they're the ones people will give a crap about hearing about. And then do MediEvil just for myself for a treat. And then I'll do, you know, probably do some video on it. But mostly as a treat. And it wasn't a treat. Like, there is nostalgic merit to playing it for, like, a bit. Basically, the graveyard level Up to the stained glass demon. After which point it gets, like, just to be a real pain in the arse. But outside of nostalgia, I don't know why they did this. I guess just to have something. I guess it was just have another game on the PS4 this year. And something thematic for October. Because, you know, this came out shortly before Halloween. And, you know, there's a Halloween-y quality to it. Pumpkins and skeletons and witches and, you know, all the spooky, monstery things. But otherwise, why do this? Like, will it sell enough? Will it sell enough to warrant? Is that what they're hoping for? To gauge interest before they, you know, maybe bite off on doing a proper MediEvil? Because this ain't the way to do it. Because this is ancient. I don't know. I'm disappointed. But then what was I expecting? I guess I was expecting more than just a visual upgrade and a replication of the original gameplay. I'd hoped for a bit more, but that wasn't what we got. So, it is what it is, I suppose.